Hello, how's it going?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Good, good. My name is Taylor. What's your name?
It's nice to meet you, Taylor. I'm Richard.
Okay, and where are you from in
I'm
Brazil?
from Brazil. I live in the state of São Paulo.
Oh, wow, really nice. Very nice. Okay, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice to meet you too. And where are you from?
And I'm from America, from Los Angeles.
That's great. And but I saw in your profile you are living in China,
Yeah, well, I'm
aren't
living
you?
in Asia. I was living in China before, and now I live in Vietnam.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Do you know how to speak Chinese?
Yes.
That's so
Yeah.
exciting. It's such a hard language to learn, right?
Yes, yes. I think so.
And I'm so interested in that. What was that process like to learn Chinese? What did you do?
Like, how did I learn Chinese?
Yeah.
I started off with private tutors, um, and then I took some classes in my school, and then I moved to China.
I see.
Yeah, so it was like, let me think. For I studied Chinese for 5 years in America before I moved to China. So I think about I spent 2.5 years, maybe almost 3 years with a private tutor, and then 2 years in school.
I see. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's been a long time you are learning it.
Yes. Yeah. I think too long. It's do you speak Chinese or
No, I don't.
no? Okay.
I'd like to. It's really important, but currently I have been taking Spanish and English classes.
Oh, okay.
So I'd like to learn those. So English, I consider myself almost advanced, and Spanish especially, I am still a beginner. So I have been improving my skills in both languages.
Okay. Yeah. I want to say that your English is so good. I don't know about your Spanish, but your English is very good, like a
Oh,
native
thank you.
speaker.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
I have been trying to imitate you guys, to have your accent and to sound more natural. So that's really amazing.
Yeah, well, you're doing very well. Like, how do you study English? What is your process?
I studied in a private English school for 1 year and a half, but I decided to quit to study on my own because I thought when I was studying there, it was, slow. I wanted something faster, so that's why I decided to study by myself. So actually, I have been watching TV shows. I have been studying here on Cambly a lot, and what else? I have been reading the news and whatever I can to improve and to learn more words. Sometimes I don't like sounding the same. Sometimes when I say the same word all the time, I feel like, oh my gosh, I have to change it. So I try to look it up in the dictionary, a lot of words, to have some varieties of words.
Wow, you're doing so well. Like,
Thank you.
I really admire people that can study by themselves because I think that is so hard to teach yourself something.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
have been doing the same thing in Spanish. So
Okay.
I study by myself, and it's really interesting because when we learn the second language, we I think we learn easier the third language. I don't know why. I think our brain becomes more used to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. I think so.
Yeah, yeah. And but do you know English and Chinese, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And but are you able to? Do you consider yourself fluent in Chinese?
Um, I don't know it because it's so hard to determine. For me, it's so hard to determine my level. I think I'm fairly fluent, but I also do like realized that a lot of times if I hear a conversation between two Chinese people, or there's still a lot of times that I don't fully understand
I see.
what is being said. So
I see. I completely understand you. But in the beginning, what was it like? Did you take exams? Did you do a lot of exercises? Because I think the beginning is the most difficult part of learning a language.
yeah, I think in the beginning, I don't remember having any exams. In the beginning, it was just kind of like a hobby. So my tutor, she was, I want to say that she was a bit strict with me, but she also realized, like, I don't know how to say it. Like, she was strict with me, but she wasn't like so serious with me studying. Like, I had to say everything correctly and I had to remember every single thing she taught me. I think she was a very good balance. But also, I found like, I just found it interesting to study Chinese and like, especially the characters. So that kind of motivated me.
That's great.
Yeah.
As China has a lot of people, it's great to learn the language, right?
Yeah.
And yes, I'd like to learn it as well, but it's too hard. And it takes a lot of time. You know, for example, because I am 23 years old and I have a goal. I'd like to speak 5 languages by my 30s. So I'm studying Spanish, English. I already know Portuguese. Portuguese is my first language. I'd like to learn French and Italian. But I think if I decide to study Chinese, I think I will not be able to study French and Italian because I think Chinese will take a long time.
Yeah. It makes, well, like, because Spanish, Italian, maybe French is like Latin based, right?
Yeah, they are Latin based. So they are easier to learn.
Yeah. Wait, why do you want to learn Italian and French?
Because French is because I think it's a romantic language. I like hearing the French language. I think it's the stylish. It's really great, and it's also important. Italian, I don't know. I think if I like it as well, and I think it's easier to learn as well. So 5 languages, I think it's enough for me. Because when I am speaking, for example, with my mother or my father, sometimes I want to answer them in Portuguese, and sometimes I answer in English. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I have to say Portuguese. So imagine knowing 5 languages.
Right. Like, well, that's what I was going to ask you is if you learn 3 languages, even this happens if you speak 2 languages, but I think especially with 3, that your mind doesn't know what to say, like what language to speak in.
Yeah, it's so hard, but there are so many polyglot people. And yeah, I think I can do that.
Yeah, well, you seem very smart, so I'm sure
Oh,
that
thank you. You know,
okay.
I have a strategy to learn languages. I use Cambly, you know. I also try to speak in Spanish with the Cambly tutors, and it's amazing, you know. Because here in Brazil, I don't have the opportunity to talk either in English or Spanish, so Cambly allows me to do that. So that's amazing.
Hey, good. That's good. I'm happy that it's like working out for you so
Yeah,
well.
a lot of people ask me, "Oh, have you ever been to the United States or to London or to England?" I know I have not. Oh my gosh! Yes,
Wow.
that's really good. I feel so glad when I hear that. If I can't go to
Yeah,
the
I bet it's
US, Cambly helps me.
right. Cambly, it's so convenient. Even like I love using Cambly. It's such a great platform to talk to people from around the world.
Yeah, and I'd like to keep it, you know, forever because I don't want to lose my English and my Spanish, you know, because if you don't lose it, we lose it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So you've learned English, like especially your accent, you've learned just from watching TV.
Yeah, yes, I think so. Because we Brazilians, we tend to have a strong accent, and I was bothered by that, and I was like, I want to improve it. So I kind of listened to the TV shows carefully, trying to do the same sound, and that's what I have been doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it really is a good
Yeah, it
method.
is. It is. And do you have a method to improve your Chinese language?
I think immersion. I think when I went to China, that helped my Chinese more than anything.
Yeah,
So
I totally agree with you.
it's kind of it's yeah, it's difficult to say. Like I know that that's not the most helpful tip because it's not easy to go to an English speaking country, but it really is the thing that helped me the
Yeah,
most.
it's really great. I'd like to apply for a homestay program. I think that's the best way to have an everyday life, to talk, for what I want for breakfast, what I'd like to eat for lunch. That's really great to have the normal life. Because sometimes we only study for business and for college and things like that. But I'd like to learn the everyday conversation. That's really great.
Yes, yeah. And I think learning like about the culture is so important in learning because the language is based on the culture,
Yeah.
right? So learning the culture, understanding it will help you to improve too.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for the advice. Before calling you, I was watching Harry Potter movies.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
I have watched all of them.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
wow.
know. They are British, but I could I could learn a lot of vocabulary, a lot of new vocabulary. So that's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think like,
No, go
sorry,
ahead,
go
please.
ahead. Oh, those movies have like really shaped culture. So yeah, that's like one of those things, right?
Yeah.
You watch those movies, you can really understand like uh, our culture more.
Yes. Although I prefer the American accent, it's great to talk to people from England, from New Zealand, from all over all English-speaking countries, because it's great to understand different accents, right? Isn't it?
Yes, yeah, and I think it's important too because you're not only going to talk to
Yeah.
Americans, right? And in real life, you're not only going to talk to Americans. So if you can, the sooner that you can work on understanding the other accents, the better, the easier it'll be for you.
Yeah, but sometimes I can't understand the slang. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I absolutely agree with you. Even I can't understand Australians.
Yes, it's good, but I'm used to American slang. I've been studying them, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Is there like one that you like?
Let me record the one. Let me see. Let me remind one. Oh my gosh, I don't remember right now. But sometimes when I'm speaking, I use it, and I don't notice that I use that.
Yes,
It's
yes.
natural. Yeah.
That's good. That's such a good sign of like how fluent you are. What about the humor? Do you understand American humor?
Yes, of course, that's great. I have been watching Friends and also Fuller House, and that's so interesting.
What do you think of Fuller
Fuller
House?
House, it's really great because they use uh, family vocabulary, so that's interesting, and I can learn normal things. So, for example, related to school, to the chores that we have to do in the house and things like that. So that's really great.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah,
good. I like the show, but I also sometimes feel like it's really cheesy.
I see. Y-
Yeah. So I think our time is up for
Yeah, but
today.
it was nice
So
talking to you. I loved it.
same here. Thank you so
You
much for calling me.
too.
It was nice to talk to
Okay, you too.
you.
Bye.
Bye.